50 Cent is back in the spotlight over claims that key revelations were cut from his Netflix documentary about Sean Diddy Combs due to its 4-episode limit, including a shocking allegation that Diddy secretly had a child with a woman once linked to Tupac Shakur. Rather than waiting for a second season, 50 has hinted he may release the unreleased material on YouTube, and says even more people have since come forward with new information, raising questions about his motives, which comedian TK Kirkland believes go beyond petty beef or clout, arguing the real issue stems from Diddy allegedly getting involved with the mother of 50 Cent's child, a move TK sees as deeply disrespectful and intentional, especially given Diddy's status and the long-standing tension between the two. Even though 50 Cent's documentary has drawn major attention and praise, not everyone sees it as a clear win, as Gan Deal has come forward with serious accusations claiming parts of the project were not original and that his ideas were a
world that Diddy could have gotten with. He chose 50 Cent's baby mother.
It's a lot of variables to this particular question. Because I talk to a lot of people, older, younger, even my daughter, who's 22, she didn't understand it. So people give their opinion based on what they've experienced and their environment, people they've been around. So to the people that understand boundaries and respect, I always tell men you should never date another man's girl if you're not
allegedly used without proper credit. He also addressed rumors about unreleased footage, saying that if more content is dropped online, Sean Diddy Combs likely wouldn't be able to stop it, adding that if the documentary could have been shut down, it already would have been, which raises questions about how much influence Diddy still holds behind the scenes, while Gene went even further by alleging that Diddy has long had a strange obsession with Tupac Shakur that may have shaped many of his decisions over the years. At the same time, many viewers feel the documentary avoided full transparency, especially due to the lack of focus on Kim Porter.
After the baby mother of one of his rivals.
Exactly.
Someone who had been taking shots at him for years.
Absolutely.
On purpose.
And he went after her knowing that they had beef.
Right. And slutted her out.
Slutted her out.
Just slutted her out.
Slutted out.
Having a whole basketball team run a train on her.
Totally
and
did. I
just
totally
the whole
agree.
thing, right?
Totally agree.
Right.
But his reputation from when he worked at Uptown, I'll be sure's girlfriend.
Oh, Kim Porter.
Kim Porter.
Right.
That's his reputation.
I'll be sure's baby mother.
Baby mama.
Yeah.
Then Eric Serum, his friend, the one that she had his baby, Mia. So he's had a reputation of going after people.
Tupac's ex-girlfriend.
Tupac's ex-girlfriend.
He got a baby with her too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my point that I'm making to the men listening, well, if you don't understand this, then you're just poorly educated and don't really have common sense. It's a no-no. There's no way I would go after Vlad's ex-girlfriend.
Right.
I'm so loyal that if I met a woman and she said, "Oh yeah, I used to date Vlad," I can't with you, man.
Right.
I won't even put my, excuse my language, because that's how I move. Other people don't move like that, but you see me in Paris, see me all over the world. Why would I want to do that to mess up?
Diddy's longtime partner and the mother of his children, who passed away suddenly in 2018 at just 47. Officially from pneumonia, though some believe there may be more to her story given how closely she was connected to both his personal life and business dealings. Despite her deep connection to Sean,
interview about, he said that he had a lot of footage had to be down, the documentary had to be downsized. You understand? I don't really believe that, because a documentary is a documentary, and they could have had 45 minutes, they could have had an hour, to each one of those. You understand? They left out certain things. He said they even left out the one about Sarah Chapman. You understand? And for whatever reason, he probably left out a lot of other different stars too. Situations that they could have spoke about. You understand? I have a problem with the documentary, and I'm just gonna let you know that the reason I have a problem with the documentary is that they know that they took my idea. You understand? They know that when I came to them, I laid out what they should do and how the documentary should be. You understand? She could say whatever she want to say. I talked to those producers before I even talked to her. They wanted to know what I had, what I was bringing, my pictures, all that stuff like that. And I told them about me, Tim, and Kirk. You understand what I'm saying? And how it would go. They did the same thing. This ain't the first time they stole from me, man. You know, if you look at the Notorious Big, if you watch the Notorious Big, that part about the shoes, I had that in my book. And I was talking to K.O. Copeland. He was one of the writers of that movie. And I told him about when I let Big use my shoes at Soul Train Award. You had this old flunky ass dude, Mike B, get on Angie Martinez's show and talk about, yo, Big, he wore mixed max shoes and he went out there and performed. When you go look at the film, when you go look at Big performing that on that show, ain't nothing mixed match about them shoes. There was $800 Maury's, size 14D. Big wore a 14E. E means that his shoes is a little wider than mine. He struggled, but he put them on and he went out there and performed. Those was my Gators that he had on. You understand? They did a little skit trying to disrespect me in the movie. You understand? And they said something about, oh, we got
on Diddy Combs. The documentary barely explored the story of Kim Porter, and according to multiple sources, her role was intentionally minimized because it was seen as too sensitive or controversial. Gene claims he knew Kim personally and believes she was aware of far more than the public ever realized, yet none of that perspective made it into the film, leaving viewers with only a few photos and a brief mention of her.
And if 50 do another one, and I heard he's gonna put it on YouTube or do whatever he's gonna do, Puff ain't gonna have nothing to do with that. Puff ain't gonna have nothing to do to try to stop that, because he can't. Because if he could stop it, it would have been stopped. You know why he can't stop it? Because Puff know people right there at Netflix. Don't think he don't. And I don't know if this guy still work for them, but he was part of the flavor unit, Shaquem. He was part of the flavor unit. He was good friends. He was cool with Puff and them. Flavor Unit and them, Queen Latifah and them, they was cool with Puff. If Puff would have sent a cease and desist over there, and they could do it, and he had the power and they wasn't right, they would have been done it. You see, it's still rolling, right? It's still going on, right? He ain't got that power no more. You understand? Now, could he sue them because they used his likeness or used something and stuff like that? I don't know. I'm not that versed in they using him. You understand? If they can steal your whole damn idea, your whole damn ideal, why can't they steal your whole damn intellectual property? That's what they...
Gene went even further, claiming Diddy has long had a strange obsession with Tupac, one that he believes influenced many of Diddy's choices throughout his life.
I did see the interview that 50 did with Sherry, and he was talking about, he didn't release the video about Puff having a kid by Kim Porter's friend, Sarah Chapman. Now, we all know that she used to date Tupac. You understand? So either he got her because he wanted some remnants of Tupac. We don't know. But it seemed like every dude that he had some kind of disdain, dislike, or that he idolized in a sense, he wanted their girl. Or he wanted to be a part of their girl. I don't know why. Yo, bro, this dude was, I don't know if he was in love or in hate for Tupac. He wanted to be an actor. He auditioned for, I think he auditioned for Juice. But Pac beat him out for that Bishop thing. You understand what I'm saying? He wanted to be a part of that. Just go, and not so many years ago, when Puff started getting into that drugs and started using drug stuff, he started revamping some of Tupac's speeches. And if you think I'm lying, go look at the Grammy speech he did. Go look at a couple of speeches he did. It was the same exact words Tupac had said. That he was gonna start this whole revolutionary of our people. That's Tupac. Black Lives Matter, the Black Liberation Movement, that was Pac. The Black Liberation Movement. Black Lives Matter? Come on, bro. This dude, everybody know that he had some kind of, I don't want to say disdain taste, but he had some kind of, I don't, jealousy of Tupac, bro. He had,
as the mother of Diddy's children, which many felt was a major omission for someone so central to his life, raising serious concerns, while former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry shared a troubling account alleging that Diddy monitored Kim's private conversations and would become furious over what he heard, even recalling an incident where Diddy allegedly confronted producer Shaky Stewart at a party and attacked him with a chair, and adding to the controversy. Jaguar Wright argued that people focus too much
Diddy importer.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise of him being sodomized by Andre Harrell. And I am not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Noor talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting cane.
On the music industry instead of Diddy's early life, claiming his upbringing was chaotic, with his mother often absent and a constant flow of strangers in and out of the home, an environment she believes could have caused lasting damage long before fame entered the
did have a book, and that her book was about to come out, and she was talking about all the perils, everything that she went through in the music business and with Diddy. All the men that they slept with together, because there were men that they slept with together. There were swinging times that they slept with together. I don't know, man. How do you put your girl through some shit like that? Or how you look at your girl and knowing that she's another dude? What kind of demonic mind you have to be that far gone where that shit don't bother you? And got rid of them. They swimming with the fishes.
Wow, man. So she was about to expose all that in her book, them sleeping with men together.
She's gonna expose everything. I heard it was tell all.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Just curious, right? Did you know that Diddy and Kim had that type of relationship back then, in real talk?
Yeah. Yep. Because I know somebody personally that lives in Atlanta that was swinging with them, and I would never mention his name because he's a good brother and he knows my family down there. You know, he knows my family down there, and I would never, put his name out there like that. He's been in the music business.
Just did a whole thing with the girl that he was dating was the one that was putting the wiretaps and all of that out. It was a clear case. She came, hey, I was the one who was doing the wiretaping and all of this, right? The tapping. So I knew about this before she came out and said that she was the one that was doing it. I was sitting there like, damn, he know everything she doing. He know her conversation. I'm sitting there like when I'm sitting there right there next to him, when I'm hearing them saying, this is what Shakira Stewart was saying to Kim Porter on the phone that made him mad. That made him so mad at Shakira Stewart when he went to L.A. Reid party, hit him with the chair. You don't think if he hit a man with a chair for dating this girl, they gonna have a fight at home too. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, they say he busts her nose up on the boat. And have you ever been to Cent Drops? See a brother play a mandolay? Remember that was in this song? I need a good woman next to me. So then it happened in Cent Drops? Like that island. And then he bust her nose. They had a shit. They tried to make it seem like she slipped and fell. She slipped and fell and broke her nose. Nah, the truth was she slipped and fell and landed on his fist. Yeah, but that's what happens when you put your hands on females. I don't really have much respect for a man who's physically abusive towards women, man. I kind of think they be kind of suspect. I'd be like, man, you know, girls fight girls.